trying to hit the Doylestown system. Back to you, Dustin. KD8 EPC WV3K.
All right, well, great to hear you there, my friend. Hopefully we'll talk to you again here. Well, I'm not on the net tonight. That's Mike is going to do the big show. Nick at Night's going to do the pre-show, so I'm just kind of in the background tonight. So great to hear you, my friend. We'll say 73, and Ed, we got you on the list there. Same with you, Phil, and Clark. So with that, this is KD8 EPC. I'm going to be clear.
The Beacon Net, a gathering of hams from around the world, will start on the system in 30 minutes. Come join us.
KQKO, hello on the WWKY repeater. I appreciate that little vote of confidence from the voice there, announcing that the Beacon Net will start in 30 minutes. But let's go ahead and get her started a little bit early with some early check-ins. However, before I start taking early check-ins to the Beacon Net this evening, I'm going to run through our net control stations and see how everybody's doing and make sure their equipment is fully functional, as just Nick likes to call it, the Mickey Mouse roll call. All right, so first we're going to go to K8QWE Mike, who's going to be our net controller this evening. Mike, how you doing, and how am I sounding to you, sir?
Kilo Echo 8, Quebec Whiskey Echo. Nick, you sound great. It's fully quiet with no noise whatsoever, and I would imagine I'm probably the same. Kilo Echo 8, Quebec Whiskey Echo. Back to, who are you? KE8QKO.
Yes, sir, Mike, this is K8QKO, your early check-inner, I guess, this evening. So next we'll go on to Aviate-MO, who's doing the logging and trivia this evening. Andy, how you doing, and how am I sounding to you, sir?
Well, I can't say through the repeater, but you sound fine through All-Star, so that's all I could tell you. You sound good there, Nick, and I think I have your back. Got NetLogger open, got a few guys checked in off the blue screen. If you want to get checked in on a blue screen, just say so. I'm not going to go to the liberty of just going through the lurker list. But anyway, so we got 9 of us so far. Hopefully a whole lot more. And I forgot what else I was going to say. So I guess I'll just throw it back to you there, Nick. Yes, and I got a trivia ready. Scrounged one up. So I hope you like it. Either that or you could just fire me. K8QKO. This is Aviate-MO.
Aviate-MO, K8QKO. Thank you, sir. Thanks for getting back to me, and we look forward to your trivia question. So next we'll run through the next 2 stations that are off tonight, I guess. They're just kind of sitting back, relaxing, enjoying the net instead of running the net. And we'll start with KD8 SLG. Nick, how you doing tonight? And how am I sounding to you, sir?
KE8QKO KD8 SLG. You sound absolutely fabulous there, Nick. Doing a fine job. Thank you very much. I'm looking forward to being more of a spectator tonight than anything else. It's kind of nice to sit back and listen to the Beacon Net, but I'll stick my head in there at the beginning. We got a little something planned. And that announcement was way cool. Thanks, Jason and ADI, if you're listening. This is KD8 SLG. Back to net control.
KD8 SLG and KKKO, yes, that was pretty awesome. I would add, though, maybe toss something at the end saying the early check-ins are starting now because, you know, I was about to key up when it keyed up to start talking about the early check-ins. Didn't realize it was going to happen. Not complaining, just maybe adding some constructive criticism on ways to improve. So I'll go with that. Anyway, next we went on to KD8 EPC. Dustin. We know Dustin sounding pretty good since we heard him on here a few minutes ago, but I'll reach out anyway. How you doing tonight, Dustin?
All right, well, good evening there, Nick at Night, and everybody here on the net. Weird to be last on the pre-checks list, and kind of strange to not be really doing anything on the net, but I won't complain. I'm kind of enjoying just sitting here in the background, and I might get to play in the blue screen and talk to some of my good friends tonight. So with that, good luck with the pre-checks, my friend. Thanks for doing it, and Mike, thanks for doing the show, and we'll talk to you guys right after you take check-ins at the big show there. This is KD8EPC back to pre-net control.
All right, this is K8QKO on the WAWKY repeater where we were doing early check-ins for the beacon net. We just ran through with the Mickey Mouse roll call on the net control stations for the net, so we're going to open it up to early check-ins. But before I go to open up early check-ins, I'm going to run through the list that I've got from the blue screen so everybody makes sure and they know they're in there. So the first is NAPZD Burden, you're in there. WV3K Phil, WB8GKV Ed, W3ETB Eddie, and KG4SCK Mark. So I've got all those stations checked in right now, and I'm going to open up for early check-ins for the beacon net. Anyone who'd like it to check in early, please go ahead and call now.
8F5 to JB. Alpha Foxtrot 5 to you, Bobo, man. So, Clement.
This is Kilo Yankee 4 Sierra Mike. I tried checking in on the blue screen. Kilowatt Yankee 4 Sugar Mike.
November 8, Whiskey Hotel Romeo Mike in Brunswick, in and out.
Whiskey Bravo 4, Alpha India Zulu. That'd be 4AIZ. Put me in and out. Thank you.
Kilo Echo 8, Quebec Foxtrot Tango. KE8 QFT, Fred and Medina.
November 5, Golf, Lima, Oscar. November 5, Golf, Lima, Oscar. N5, GL, Bill, Oakhurst, Texas.
All right, this is KAQKO. I'm going to take it there and run through these stations I got checked in here. First, I have KG4SCK, Mark. Then I have AF5JB, Matt. I have KY4SM, Lawrence. I have N8WHR, Mike. WB4AIZ, Charles. K8QFT, Uncle Fred. And N5GLO, William. So if I missed anybody, please go ahead and call now.
Whiskey Victor 3 Kilo, Nick at Night. By the way, just like to say yes, the announcement sounds really cool. Thank you, Jason, for that. And anyway, guys on the team, I may be bowing out early, but for now, I'm just going to say hello and hope everyone is doing well. Back to net control, pre-net.
Copy that, Phil. Yeah, we got you in there for the blue screens. You're high up on the list. We'll be able to get to you pretty quick now. All right. Do I have any additional early check-ins for the Beacon Net? Please go ahead and call now.
Kilo Echo 8, Victor Zulu Alpha, Eric in Strongsville.
Kilo 1, Lima Delta Foxtrot, K1 LDF, Austin and Rittman. Be in and out tonight.
All right, we had two more check-ins there. We had K8VZA Eric, and we had K1LDF Austin, who was in and out. I'm going to go ahead and run through the stations I've got right now. We've got a pretty good list going for the early check-ins, so we'll see how everybody's doing, see if they're going to stick around for the big show, and go from there. So first on the list is NAPZD Burton. How you doing today, Burton? And do you have any early traffic for that? And are you going to stick around for the big show?
If you pop over to my QRZ page, it'll show you why that is. And nothing much to report early. I was able to make it.
All right, sir, you were really broken there. I heard something about QRZ page, and then it was in and out static. So I don't know if you want to try to come back to us now, or if you want us to get back to you a little bit later and see if your signal improves. K8QKO. All right, yeah, that was all I heard was band and half of condition, and that was pretty much it. So maybe we'll try to get back to you when that starts up. Hopefully conditions improve by then, and see how that goes. So next we'll go down to WV3K Phil. How you doing tonight, Phil? And do you have any early traffic for that? And are you sticking around for the big show? I think you mentioned earlier you might go to bed early, but I'll leave it open to you, sir. All right, we're hearing nothing from Phil right now, so perhaps he's stepped away from his radio. We'll get back to him there a little bit later. Next, we'll go down to WBA-GKV Ed. How you doing tonight, Ed? And do you have any early traffic for that, or are you sticking around for the big show?
Let's see here. WBA-GKV is here. And, yeah, we'll be sticking around for a while. And, let's see. Yeah, we've been doing some stuff around the house. We're trying to find the ends of antennas that go to here and go to there, and that's a job. Awful lot of wires there. I mean, it's just insane. But I do a little bit here, and then maybe tomorrow night a little more. And we'll try to find out what coax goes to where outside, because I got some that are not being used. So that's my story there. Good to hear everybody onto the net tonight. And I've got an antenna that disappeared, and that's what I'm talking on, and it's working great. It's got to be hanging somewhere. I cannot see that thing. I've got to learn how to use the zoom on the tablet, and I may be able to see, but it's just disappeared. It's a 2-meter side-mounted antenna, and yet it gets out good. So I don't know. Anyway, we'll say good evening all around and say hello. Good to hear everybody onto the net. WBA-GKV.
All right, thank you, Ed, and say good luck trying to find that antenna. It's I'm not sure the conditions. It seems a little weird that it kind of disappeared. It's hard to find, but I'm sure you'll figure it out and make good use of it. Next, we have W3ETB Eddie. How you doing tonight, Eddie? And do you have any early traffic for that? And are you sticking around for the big show?
No early traffic. I have to get my voice straightened out here. No early traffic for the net, and yeah, I'll be sticking around to play trivia at least when I'm called on the next go-round. So I'll turn it back over to you. Back to net.
All right, thank you, sir. We look forward to hearing your comments on the big show and the regular show, and look forward to Andy's trivia question as well. So next we're going to go down to KG4SCK. Mark, how you doing tonight, Mark? Do you have any early traffic for that? And are you sticking around for the big show?
W8WKY.
Good evening, everybody. KG4SCK. Yeah, I'd love to stick around for the big show. Man, it's great fun, live entertainment. And it was really great meeting the hams after taking a ham test yesterday. Met Jerry from Streve and met the purple zucchini guy, Clark. So that was really neat. And that's about all I got. Just looking forward to that trivia question and another interesting hams on the Beacon Net. Back over to Prenet, KG4SCK.
Copy that, sir. Thank you for your comments there, and it's always nice to see local community members out in about eyeball queue. So next we're down to AF5JB. That's Matt. How you doing tonight, Matt? Do you have any early traffic for the net, and are you sticking around for the big show?
LKCFTV evening.
KCFTV, we'll be calling for new check-ins here in a little bit. We're running through our list right now. Right now we're trying to reach AF5JB. Matt, didn't hear anything there, Matt. If you were trying to key up, we did not pick you up on the radio, so maybe I'll give you another shot here, see if you can key up and get in with us. Otherwise, we'll try again when the regular net starts up. K8QKO. All right, hearing nothing from AF5JB Matt, we're going to run down to KY4SM and see what he's up to tonight. And see if he's sticking around for the net or the big show as well, and see if he has any comments, any early comments for the net tonight. This is K8QKO and the WWKY repeater taking early check-ins, and we are with KY4SM.
All right, well, good evening, I believe, and hello to all. KY4SM here. Not too many comments tonight. Yesterday evening, 7 p.m. Eastern, I ran the first edition of the extended welcome nets over on the extended free network. It's a pretty new network. I'll put nets on it already. And so it's a weekly thing. It'll be every Saturday, 7 p.m. Free network. That's the X Freedom Conference on Echolink. It's also the M0XFN-L node. And also, I believe the nodes are 2195, 2197 on All-Star. I can't be positive on that. Information on the website, extendedfreedom.network. So, that's comments from over here. I see that a couple of people have upgraded to general, and that's great. Always glad to see new people on HF, because HF's pretty fun, I'm telling you, man. Most of the time I only do FT8, I tell beaters, and that's fun. That's like the least used HF. Congratulations, all you. I hope I'll get some of you on the air. I wouldn't be positive on that, though, because my range on the eastern side is not really good. I get good coverage to the western states, but not so much the eastern states, because that's the characteristic of 12 meters. All right, 4SM, back to you. Oh, it has to be sticking around for trivia. Okay, well,
Copy that, sir. Thank you. Yes, it's always nice to see people getting their upgrades and getting that general ticket. It's a nice big step up from technician. So it's always good to see. Next, we had NAWHR and KV4AIZ both in and out. And finally, we'll go down to K8QFT, Uncle Fred, who I assume is probably sticking around, and see if he has any early traffic for the net this evening.
Oh, no, Nick. I have to save my my material for later. Not much to talk about right now, but yeah, I'll stick around at least to hear the question. K8QFT, back to the pre-net.
All right, Fred, we look forward to talking to you when that fun starts up in full swing. And next we're on to N5GLO. Bill, how you doing tonight, Bill? And do you have any early traffic for that? And are you sticking around for the big show? This is K8QKO.
N5GLO to the net. I have no special traffic for the net tonight. Just, and I plan to hang around for the big show. Just getting myself checked in while it wasn't too busy. And having a nice evening here on the porch and just enjoying this weather down here. So N5GLO, back at you.
All right, thank you, sir. We look forward to talking to you during the net. And next we're on to K8VZA, Eric. See how Eric's doing this evening. See if he wants to have any early traffic for the net, and if he's going to stick around for the big show. How you doing tonight, Eric?
KE8QKO, this is KE8VZA. Doing great, Nick. Thanks for checking me in. I will be staying around for the big show. I don't have any traffic at this time. So KE8VZA, back to net.
Copy that, sir. We'll talk to you when that starts up. Next we had K1LDF, who checked in and out. And then we had WB8CXO, who said he's going to be back on at 10, so I don't think he has any early traffic. And finally, that puts us at the bottom of our list, where we can open it up for additional check-ins, or additional early check-ins for the Beacon Net. This is K8QKO, the WWKY repeater, taking early check-ins for the Beacon Net. Anyone who'd like to check in early, please go ahead and call now.
November 8, Juliet Echo Whiskey.
All right, I got NHAW Joe. Got him checked in here. We got you, Joe. We'll get back to you here in a little bit if we get a chance. I want to leave it open for additional check-ins right now if I can. Anyone who wants to check in early for the Beacon Net, please go ahead and call now. All right, hearing nothing there, we're going to jump up here back up to NHAW. How you doing tonight, Joe? Do you have any early traffic for the net, and are you sticking around for the big show? This is K8QKO.
Yeah, I plan on sticking around for the big show. All goes well, and not really anything else to add to the traffic at the moment. Maybe I'll think of something when it becomes my turn. Just giving my antenna test, make sure it's going to work against the wind. NHAW.
Copy that, sir. Look forward to the net starting up. Mike's going to do a fine job, we know. So we look forward to that. We look forward to Andy's trivia question that's coming up tonight as well. All right, back down to the bottom of our list. Anyone who would like to check in early for the Beacon Net, please go ahead and call now. All right, come on, folks. We got 6 minutes to go. We got plenty of airtime to kill. I know there's always people out there lurking and listening. So let's go ahead and get you in the logs. If you just want to check in and out, that's fine, too. We'll take it. We like you. We understand everybody's busy. Maybe you're getting tired. That's all fine and dandy. Let's go ahead and get you in the log. This is KEAQKO taking early check-ins for the Beacon Net.
W8WKY.
W2JLS, John and Fairlawn. Good evening on your ears, Nick.
All right, we got W2JLS, John. Thank you, John. How you doing tonight? Do you have any early traffic for that? And you sticking around for the big show?
Yeah, I'm sticking around. I'm not sure where I am on the list. I've been in and out of the radio room here for a while, and just now getting around to checking in. When I caught you had a little bit of a lull, so I thought I'd jump in there. Yeah, as far as traffic, it was a nice day today. It was a little cool, but the sun was beaming down, so I was able to take care of some yard work, and I took a look at myself a little bit later in the day and got a nice glow, from getting a little kiss from the sun today. That was kind of nice. Pretty day, all in all. I think we're returning back to kind of a little bit of a rainy mix tomorrow, but anyway, Nick, good to hear you in there, and everyone that I've caught while I'm wandering in and out of the radio room. But I'll be sticking around for the trivia question. Back over, sir.
Copy that, John. Yeah, I think a quick count on my list will put you down about 15. So if you want to just so you want to know about where you're at on the list, that's what I've got. Anyway, I'm now back at the bottom of my list, and I'm taking early check-ins for the Beacon Net. Anyone who would like to check in early, please go ahead and call now.
You have a copy of me, go ahead. I'm short time, by the way.
I copy that. Wait, go ahead. Go ahead and take it if you're short time.
2 minutes. So, Dustin doing the net tonight?
Negative, sir. Tonight is Mike doing the net, me on the pre-show, and Andy on the logging and trivia.
Hi to everybody, and Mike, sorry I'm not sticking around for you, but thanks, Nick, for taking my early check-in, and you guys have a great net. WD8MIU, back over to you.
All right, thank you, sir. And Wade, just so you know, some of your transmission was cutting off a little bit when you were connecting, so I don't know how you're connecting in, but maybe when you're maybe try to key up just another half a second sooner, because there were sometimes they're getting cut out. Just worth making note of. Other than that, you sounded great. This is KEAQKO. I am at the bottom of my list, taking early check-ins for the Beacon Net. Anyone who'd like to call it check-in early, please call now.
Kilo 8, Papa Juliet Whiskey, J8PJW, Philip in Twinsburg. Kilo Echo 8, Tango, Quebec Romeo, Keith in Uniontown, KE8TQR.
Well, good evening, Net Control, KC Fox Queen, Victor, Mark up in the Lower. I just came from Uniontown, KSFQV.
All right, I'm going to take it right there. I've got 3 stations checked in there, but I don't see one of them. Oh, I got it in there. Never mind. Sorry, they're all on the net logger. All right, so we had K8PJW, Phil, who checked in and out, I think. No, I think I got it out, just the way it's being marked. We had K8TQR, Keith, and KC8FQV, Mark. So we're going to go ahead and jump up the top of this list of 3 we got here. Well, actually, but that's starting up here in 1 minute, so I think we'll just get you down here, guys, and let Mike get back to you when he starts up. We got less than a minute until he takes over, and I don't want to try to run through him. All right, so we have room for 1 or 2 more check-ins. If anyone wants to check in early, please go ahead and call now. that puts us at our 10 o'clock. So now K8 or QWE Mike will take it away and run the net for you. So I'll pass it off to Mike. Go ahead and take it, sir.
Good evening and welcome to the Beacon Net. My name is Mike and my call sign is Kilo Echo 8 Quebec Whiskey Echo, and I will be the net control for the evening. The Beacon Net meets every Sunday and Wednesday at 10 p.m. Eastern Time on the W8 WKY repeater, 147.390 with a PL tone of 114.8. All start node of 48496 and echo length, which is Whiskey 8 Whiskey Kilowatt Yankee -R. This is a direct-to-net and all traffic must pass through net control and all licensed stations are welcome to check in. We are linked in this evening with our friends in Oklahoma, the Drop In, and various other repeaters. So we ask that you key for a couple of seconds before and after you transmit so we hear everything you have to say. Before we start taking check-ins, is there any emergency or priority traffic? Please call now. Nothing heard. Stations that haven't already checked in to the pre-show that would like to check in to the Beacon Net, please say your call phonetically followed by alphabetic along with your name and location. And please go slow because I am slow. Okay, it doesn't look like we have any check-ins at this time. So before we go to our trivia, I would like to go ahead and have KD8 EPC do a special message.
Thank you very much, Mike. As a few of us may know, we lost a very good friend of ours this week, so we're going to do a last call for him here. W7AZC, this is KD8 EPC. W7AZC, this is KD8 EPC. W7AZC, this is KD8 EPC. All right, nothing heard there. W7AZC, a very good friend of ours, has become a silent key. He's missed by many, not only around the country, but around the world. I'd like to take a quick moment of silence for him and then turn it over to KD8 SLG to pick it up from KD8 EPC.
This is Kilo Echo 8 Quebec Whiskey Echo. Were we waiting on Nick, or would you like me to go ahead and go to Andy and have him do the trivia?
Thank you, Mike. We're going to go over now to KD8 SLG. Just Nick, go ahead.
KD8 SLG returning. Thank you, Dustin. Thank you, Mike. Whiskey 7 Alpha Zulu Charlie, not only a good ham, but he was a great friend. And for those of you who are around at Christmas, he put together the entire Santa Misfits net thing and got the special event call sign of N1C, number 1 clause. And I still have a minute of some of the work he did with that, and I'd like to share that with everybody right now. So listen up. This is Whiskey 7 Alpha Zulu Charlie.
Ho, ho, ho! Santa's Misfit Net will be starting this Christmas Eve on Saturday, 2100 UTC. Want another recipe to get in? A cup or two of Freestar and some IRN. Sprinkle heavily with some Rock Dash ham. A big heapy tablespoon of Boredom Breaker and pour it in a pan. Want to know if this recipe works during the summer? We'll ask the Ansel Network because they're bringing us Christmas from down under. We'll be using tapes and ribbons and bows. The Misfit Network will be hosting this show. This is your number one cause, N1C, saying Merry Christmas in 73. Ho, ho, ho!
Thanks for indulging me, everybody. This is KD8SLG, back to net control. Take it away, Mike.
Okay, this is Kilo Echo 8, Quebec Whiskey Echo on the Whiskey 8 Whiskey Kilo Yankee repeater. Okay, let's get this show moving. First things first, I'm going to go ahead and go over who we have on the list so far. We have KD8SLG, KD8EPC, N8PZD, Whiskey V3K, we have Whiskey Bravo 8, GKV, we have W3ETB, KG4SCK, we have AF5JB, KY4SM, N8 Whiskey HR, we have Whiskey Bravo 4 AIZ, and we have KE8 QFT, we have N5GLO, KE8 VZA, K1LDF, Whiskey Bravo 8CXO, and N8JEW. We have Whiskey 2JLS. We have Whiskey Delta 8 MIU, which is Wade in Florida. And we have KE8 DPJW, KE8 TKQR, KC8 FQB, and N8 Whiskey HR is in and out, and Whiskey Bravo 4 AIZ is in and out, and K1LDF is in and out. So at this point, let's go to Andy, the Trivia Master. Kilo Echo 8 Quebec Whiskey Echo to AB8MO.
Well, I don't know about Trivia Master. Sometimes I just want to just enough that I may or may not get fired. Hello there, Mike. Thank you for picking up the net. Thank you, Dustin and Nick, for that special tribute to Sean W7AZC. It was a very sudden passing of Sean, but I know he was a friend to many of us on the air. Rode along with a lot of us on the various nets, and we talked on him on the air. So. I wish I would have met Sean. I know he was coming through the area from time to time, and I just never got to meet him. So I guess I won't meet him on this side of eternity anyway. But anyway, enough with that. Let's move to tonight's trivia question, and it is as follows. When was the Commodore 64 home computer first introduced? And I'm asking for a year. Again, when was the Commodore 64 home computer first introduced? Is it A, 1978, B, 1982, C, 1988, or D, 1994? And I know that was a big computer for guys in the 80s who were hams too. A lot of guys that I knew back, 20 years ago, actually used one. I never did, but anyway, figured that was a fun question. So back to you there, Nick, and I'll be logging for you, KD8, or KE8QWE from AB8MO.
Okay, Andy, I'm going to have to say I think that was B, but I don't know. I can remember when those things came out, and I was young, and I still had hopes and dreams. So, okay, let's get this show going. Let's go on up to Cleveland and talk to Clark. We had N8PZD. You are up.
Hopefully you all can hear me. I believe it was in 1982. I had one, and I was a ham. I'm going to pass it back to Ned. I hope I'm in there. And a heartfelt tribute to Sean, N8PZD.
Okay. Well, Clark, I hope that you're having a great night. Staying warm up here. We've had a pretty nice day here down in Seville. So, okay, let's see if Phil is here. WV3K. Phil, are you there? Whiskey Victor 3 Kilo. Phil, are you there?
Hello, Mikey. Sorry. Whiskey Victor 3 Kilo. Yeah, I was just getting my meds together for before the night comes to an end. As far as the, I'll just say Alpha. I remember the Commodore 64s. I had a Texas Instrument TR4A, I think it was, and they had big 7-inch floppy disks, and had some really neat electrical programs that were pre-instituted that I could get copied from a friend that had some other computer equipment that I didn't, and it was a lot of fun. But the 64, that came out, I think, probably after the. I don't know if that came out after the Texas Instrument or not, but it had to be in the early 80s to at least 79, something like that. I'm not sure. Probably let's go with Alpha on that. A special thank you to Stefan, who kept me at point, on point to veer from making too many mistakes, and the team that also cornered me, and they've been quite precious in their supportive efforts, and we had a lot of fun together, and I enjoyed working with the students taking their tests. And one of the special pleasures was having our Nick, come and be with us so that we could all be together to have fun with the camaraderie of talking and laughing with each other. It was a real sweet moment and a special time, especially for Nick. And I know that I feel really bad. I'm going to break for a second, please. Whiskey Victor 3 Kilo Friday. I just wanted to say that for Sean's family, for Judy and Alexandria, I am so heartfelt sorry for the loss of their family member, for a daddy, and for a husband. And what a joy it was to be able to talk with him when he was en route, and somehow I just feel like he had that ability to just draw at your heart, and he had a closeness for God. He had a closeness and love for his family. He was just a really super wonderful guy, and I know too, for just knowing him from talking on the air, gave me a brighter note of having a great friend that was there. So we will all be together hopefully someday, and I pray that his family will have comfort and peace through the many joys that we share amongst each other about him, and care for their family. So with that being said, thank you to the team who's working tonight, bringing us all together, and thank you, Jason, for doing that real neat little call girl, or excuse me, the little girl that was talking that gave the pre-note for the net tonight. That was real Freudian on my part. So anyway, I hope everyone's having a wonderful evening. God bless you all, and I'm going to go get myself ready for bed. 73 to all of you, and much love from us to you. WB3K, and I will be clear.
Okay, well, Phil, you have a great night, and I agree. I have never been on a lot of nets with Sean, but I do remember him getting checked into this net. He always seemed like a pleasant guy. Okay, let's go talk to Ed in Wadsworth. Whiskey Bravo 8 Golf Kilo Victor. Ed, you are up.
Well, let's see. This is WBHGKV. And we'll just say good evening to let's see if I went to low power. Wait a minute. I guess the battery went on this particular. I got two different HTs, but I'm over at this one. I think we went to low, so it's working. Well, we'll just say good evening to everybody onto the net tonight. And no real traffic there. If there was a trivia, I did not catch it, and that's okay. I was doing something to the tablet. I'm trying to learn how to do something to find that missing antenna. I'm trying to make it Zoom, and I never fiddled around, and I'm kind of messing with that thing there and listening at the same time. And I don't think I got it to Zoom yet, but we got a picture taken. But I got to learn how to really use it to go outside and zoom in onto that missing antenna that I cannot find. So that's my story there. Just say good evening. Good to hear everybody onto the net there. And we'll pass it back to net control. WBHGKV.
Ed, did you give an answer to the trivia?
No, I somehow didn't catch it. I was listening, but I was fooling with a tablet, and when they gave the trivia question, and I don't want to have you read that back, I'll listen and maybe I'll catch it a little bit later. But yeah, I missed the trivia there. WBHGKV.
Okay, Ed, I'll tell you what. I'm going to go ahead and have Andy reread the trivia question. Andy, I'm going to give you the same thing that I've gotten. There are going to be a few extra zeros at the end of your pay check here. So could you reread the trivia? Kilo Echo 8, Quebec Whiskey Echo to AB8MO.
All right, Mike. Well, if extra zeros are all you have to offer, then I guess I'll have to take it. All right, and no problem. And it's possible that other people missed the trivia too, and it is as follows. When was the Commodore 64 home computer first introduced? Again, when was the Commodore 64 home computer first introduced? And your choices are, A, 1978, B, 1982, C, 1988, or D, Delta 1994. K8QWE from AB8MO.
Okay, Andy, well, I would like to thank you for that. Okay, Ed, do you have an answer for the trivia?
Yeah, I have an answer. I got onto 2 meters. It was in the 80s, and I never had a computer. Well, I finally got something maybe a few years back, but I just never had one. But I got my 2 meter thing in the 80s, and they were talking about computers about 83, and I'm not sure when that 64 came, but I'm just going to take the A, use the A alpha, but I'm not sure of the answer, of course, but it just seemed like it's been around a while. I used to hear them talking about that, I thought, but it's been so long since the 80s that I've probably forgotten, but that's when I heard all the computer talk, and my buddy Carl was over there somewhere in the late 80s, and he said, you got a Christmas card. And he says, the computer does all the work, and I don't have to remember to send you one. The computer does all the work. And he was telling me, talking about computer, but I didn't understand anything he was saying. But evidently, he was mailing me Christmas cards with the computer, and he didn't have to remember. He said the computer did all the work. So that's what I got off of my buddy Carl. Anyway, back to the control there, but we'll take Alpha there. WB, my answer there on the trivia. WBHGKV.
Okay, Ed, that sounds good. Let's go to Oklahoma. Ray, K5CFY, and how are you doing?
Yeah,
K5CFY,
our
Ray,
good friend,
are you there?
Whiskey 7AZC, we definitely appreciated that. I don't really have anything. Thanks for getting me in there, and hope everybody has a great evening. I'm trying to do two things at the same time, so I want to jump off of here, and have a great night. We appreciate it. K5CFY.
Okay, Ed, Ray, that sounds good. If you'd like to recheck later on, that is fine. Okay, let's go to Annapolis and talk to Eddie. Whiskey 3 Echo Tango Bravo. You are up.
I'm going to jump in here because you did not get through All Star at all. W3 ETP Eddie, it is your turn. EV8MO.
Yes, I wound up somehow or other jumping onto Ray's line number, but I think it was straightened out. Sounds like Ray was pretty busy anyway. So, as far as trivia goes, I'll go with the answer B. In 1982, I think about the time I took a part-time job working for a small store, sold computers. It was just a part-time job, but when I asked the man what he wanted me to do, he took me into the back room and showed a huge pile of Commodore computers, and he said, "Fix them." And I said, "See you later." I wasn't about to tackle something that had so many computers that were broke, so I said, I'll leave now. so I would say B, 1982 was probably about the time they came out. I think that was about the time that I took that part-time job. So I think maybe later on they actually worked out some of the bugs, maybe. And as far as the trivia question goes, I think I'll go with D on that. I really like the deviled eggs. And so I'll go ahead and say 73 now, because I'm like Ray, I got some other things I need to get done. So we'll take care and take my leave. 73 to all. Have a great evening. I'll turn it back to net. W3ATB, back to net.
Okay, Eddie, that sounds good. Yeah, I'm sure when those things came out, they had more problems than we can even imagine. Okay, well, I'm going to take a break. I need to ID this thing and see if we have any more check-ins. First things first is Kilo Echo 8, Quebec Whiskey Echo, using the club call sign of Whiskey 8, Whiskey Kilo Yankee. Okay, do we have any more check-ins? I'd like you to give your call sign slowly and phonetically, and your name, please.
W8WKY.
WQ9V, Whiskey Quebec 9 Victor, WQ9V. Name is Ken, Kilo Echo November, Brownsville, Texas.
Kilo Echo 5 November, Charlie Papa, KE5NCP, Tom, Oklahoma.
Okay, we have had Ken, which is Whiskey Quebec 9 Victor. We've had Tom, which is Kilo Echo 5. November Charlie P, it looks like. And we had KE8 SDQ, and he was in and out. Okay, let's continue on. Let's see, we have Mark in Kentucky. KG4SCK, you are up.
Well, hello, everyone on the Beacon Net. This is KG4SCK, not really in Kentucky. I'm over here in Copley right now. Anyway, I don't have anything to add to the net, so I'm just going to play my hand at the trivia and answer Bravo and Delta for the alternate. KG4SCK, back to net control.
Okay, Mark. I hope that you are having a great night and keeping Copley in line. Okay, let's see if Matt is there. AF5JB, Matt, you are up. AF5JB, Matt, you are up. Okay, well, we're going to move along. Let's see. KY4SM, you are up.
All right, well, good evening to you and good evening to all on the nets. KY4SM here, and hope everyone's doing well this evening. Now, regretful to hear about the passing of Sean. I saw him on the top of the NetLogger screen, and I thought that meant he was doing guest net control tonight, but I didn't take a close look at the remarks. Oh, it's so sad to hear about his passing. Yeah, it's like it was mentioned earlier, lots of people around America and around the world knew him. Let's see, I think my last interaction with him was New Year's Eve, when they were doing that whole thing for, what was it, 24 hours or something? Not sure if it was that long, but I know it went for a pretty long time throughout the day and into the evening, and then, as everyone was experiencing their own New Year's, first in Britain and then over here on the East Coast, et cetera, et cetera. I think that was my last interaction with them. I didn't really have too much interaction with them, though. I'm a pretty new ham. I haven't even been licensed for 2 years now, so most everything is still relatively new to me, but, I'm getting through. Yeah, I've met lots and lots of great people on here, and well, not just on this net, but on Echolink and on ham radio in general. It's been nice to be with everyone. And I have a confession to make. I'm just 15 years old, and I know a lot of you guys are retired and past your prime, most likely. And it's unfortunate for me, because I'm so young and you guys are all sharing the golden ages together, which means probably going to see a lot of you go. It's quite unfortunate to think about, in my opinion, but I guess that's just the way it goes. Now, let me pause. All right, well, that being said, let's answer some trivia. I'm going to go with D for bandwagon. 1982 just seems like, reasonable choice there. And as for the all trivia, I'm going to go with D for deviled eggs. Oh my goodness, that is quite an interesting alternate net question tonight. Good one, Alan. All right, Sam. I think that's all I have to say tonight, so I'm going to pass it back to you there. Take care, everyone. 73s. Have a good week from KY4S.
Well, you may be 15, but you sound like you have been on the radio for a long time, and I'm glad to see some younger people getting into this. I'm a relatively new ham, too. I mean, I'm 66 years old, but finally had the courage to go up and try it, and I got my first license, and I got my general, and I got my extra. But, boy, I'll tell you, you sound like you are an old hand at that. Okay, let's go to Medina. Kilo Echo 8, Quebec Foxtrot Tango. Uncle Fred, you were up, buddy.
Thank you very much. Thank you. I'd like to say the answer to trivia is 1976. Of course, I wouldn't know. I never had one of them fancy contraptions. I was in the Army when all that stuff came out. I don't know if it was an actual computer or was it a game system you hooked to the input of the TV or what. I don't know. I don't know anything about them things. Sorry to hear of the passing of Sean. I never got to meet him, but I have a hard time with names and faces. I remember the Christmas presentation that was put on here on the repeater, and well, he's a great guy for giving up his time to do that kind of thing, and to his friends and his family, very sorry for your loss. And I'm sure the ham radio community suffered a loss. So, always keep in mind, live today for today. And don't ever worry about whether the people think about how you're living. It's your life, and live it and enjoy it, because who knows? You know what I mean? Who knows? Well, let me break for just a second. The Cavaliers playing a good game tonight. There I lost track of the score here, but they just got a couple minutes left last time I looked, and they about got this one sealed. They're getting ready for the playoffs. Indians, meanwhile, have won 3 of their first 4 games, and what the heck? Can't expect much more than that. It looks like they're going to win the division this year and hopefully the pennant. Other than that, not much to report, and I return this back to net control. KE8QFT, back to net control.
W8WKY.
Okay, Fred, yes, I cannot agree with you more. I mean, I'm 66 years old. I've seen a number of my friends that have died. We only have a certain number of years on this earth, and we should make the most of them. Okay, let's go down to Texas. Bill, November 5 Golf. Oh, sorry. November 5 Golf, Lima Oscar. You are up.
85 GLO to the Nets. Good evening, all. Kind of interesting thinking about the old Commodore 64s and others like that. The old Radio Shack Coco color computer and some of those that came out then. I am pretty sure it's B for the answer for the trivia. I'm just enjoying myself tonight, listening to everybody, and
sitting out here on my porch enjoying some pretty weather and so forth. But other than that, just listening in, enjoying the chat and the availability. GLO, back to the net.
Okay, well, Bill, you have a great night. I could go out and sit on my porch, but it would be awfully cold. I am ready for some warm weather. I want to get out and ride. Okay, let's go to Strongsville. Eric, Kilo Echo 8, Victor Zulu Alpha.
KEA-QWE in the net. This is KEA-BZA. That was a very nice tribute to Sean, W7AZC. My condolences to all friends and family. I did not have the privilege of QSO with him, but he sounds like a wonderful individual. Survived the weather Saturday. Antenna still standing. No power losses. It was nice to feel that sunshine today out with the dogs. Went to my friend's son's first birthday party on Saturday, and it was very interesting because they got him, all set up for the smash cake with the big drop cloth on the floor and lots of space around him, and he just wanted to poke his finger in it and lick his finger. He just liked to savor the flavor, so it was kind of comical. Computers, old computers. One of my friend's dads had a Commodore 64 way back when. My first work computer was an early portable compact that was about the size of a suitcase. It was kind of hilarious that it's portable. An 8088 CPU, a 7-inch monochrome screen, and a huge 10-megabyte hard drive, and a couple 5 1/4 floppy drives thrown in just for fun. So, trivia question, I'm going to go for the Commodore 64 release date. I'm going to go with B Bravo 1982. And alternate trivia question, I'm going to go with Delta. Can't pass up a deviled egg. I mean, I never met one I didn't like, although those mentions sound a little spooky. Just want to also say, everybody have a great beginning of the week. And this is KEA-BZA, back to net.
Okay, Eric, yeah, I remember those computers. The first time I ever saw one, it looked like as big as that thing is. I can't quite call it a portable PC, but hey, for the time, it was quite the machine. Okay, let's go to Monroe Falls. This is Mike, Whiskey Bravo 8, Charlie X-Ray Oscar. You are up.
Thank you, Jim. This is Mike WB at CXO, trying to keep up with everything here. We survived the wind yesterday okay, but today we lost power. I would assume that they were working on some of the damage that was caused in other neighborhoods. And of course, in today's environment, you never really know whether or not what has happened. You don't know exactly why it has happened. Wanted to make sure I was keying the repeater there. You don't know exactly why it happened, and you're not necessarily sure when it's going to be restored. And normally, we don't have any problems with power here in Monroe Falls. It usually comes back pretty quick. Usually it's a pole gets knocked down or something. Anyways, all the reports we were getting from the power company said, oh, it's going to be 2 days before we're going to get the power back. And that's, they're not going to say 2 hours. They're going to say 2 days because it gives them more time. They don't want to offer anything that they can't. They don't want to offer anything that they can't produce. So we're sitting there, and I'm telling my wife, we're totally unprepared for power failures. This is craziness. And oddly enough, her hospital bed was in a precarious position, and he needed to move it. So I had to run an extension cord from my truck into the house to quickly provide power for her bed. And I'm just thinking, you know, I've been a ham for way too long, and I should be more prepared for this. And now I did have a Honda generator in the garage, and I haven't run it in a year, which again is bad on me, because when I worked for the phone company, we ran our backup generators once a month on full load. So I knew better, but you know, laziness and procrastination and all kinds of bad things get in the way. So I told my wife, I said, I'm going to go out in the garage and see if I can get that generator going. And I did. And I came in the house to tell her about it, and the lights were on. So it worked out real well for that. Anyways, other than that, we've been working on cleaning up the shack. I can actually walk into the shack in a straight line without dodging a bunch of stuff. So that's a very small improvement that is huge, and hopefully we'll continue to improve that. The Commodore 64, I'm going to guess it was B, 1982, which brings up another story. Sorry about that. I was a Heathkit computer owner. Heathkit came out with their first computer, I think, back in the 70s, and that's what I played with. And in 1983, Bearcat came out with the CompuScan 2100. Now this was a scanner that you controlled with a computer, and I thought, wow, this thing is too cool. It is way too cool. Unfortunately, the only computers they supported at the time was an IBM PC or the Commodore 64. So John Drago, W8FAA, that's his call now, back in 1982, he was probably all of 17 or 18 years old, and I called Bearcat up. At the time they were in Indianapolis, and I asked him if I wanted to buy several of these scanners because I thought they were the hot ticket and that they would sell. So we ended up flying to Indianapolis, and we picked up a case of scanners. I think it was 6 of them. And we took them to, I think, the Charlotte Hamfest. And we tried to sell these things, and people looked at us like we were crazy. Like, why would I want to hook a scanner to my computer? That makes no sense. Well, we eventually sold the 6 scanners, and well, we didn't sell. We sold 4 of them. I think John took one, I took one, and we sold the rest. And John was a computer geek back then. He wrote some software for it, which is pretty cool. And I guess doing a little bit of research tonight, they only made these things for about a year, and they did flop because they were way ahead. They were way ahead of the time. So enough of that. Everybody can wake up and get ready for the next check-in. Thanks, Jim, for doing the net. You're doing a fantastic job. 7-3 WB at CXO.
Okay, Mike. Yes, I tend to agree. I was working IT. I started in '84 working IT, and I still remember seeing when some of those small PCs. I was like, oh, these things are never going to amount to a thing. Well, I guess that just shows how little I knew. Okay, before I go to Joe, I'm going to ID this thing. This is Kilo Echo 8, Quebec Whiskey Echo on the Whiskey 8, Whiskey Kilo Yankee machine. Okay, if we have any more check-ins, come now. Please say your call sign phonetically and alphabetically and your name, and slowly, please.
KE8DLJ, Kilo Echo 8, Delta Lima Juliet. Ralph, 18-wheel mobile, somewhere on Route 30.
Kilo Zulu 8 Tango Golf, KZ8TG mobile.
Alpha.
Okay, could I have the KZ8 again?
Kilo Zulu 8 Tango Golf, Tim mobile.
Okay, Tim, I'm going to go ahead and go with you and Ralph. First of all, Ralph, because he is mobile and you are too. Kilo Echo 8, DLJ, Ralph, go ahead.
Greetings. Hi, everybody. Weather isn't bad. It's cool, but and I see some clouds, but it's dry. I got to go as far as Mansfield, so it's going to be a fairly short night. Probably 8 or 9 hours, 8.5 hours maybe. That's a good thing, because tomorrow's a day off. I get 2 almost in a row. That doesn't happen often. But got a doctor's appointment in the morning, so she's my new rheumatologist, and she's going to ruin my day, just because she always does. I was in college in the early 80s, but I had no use for computers. I got a 4-year engineering technology degree in mechanical, so I was a wrench beater. But I'm pretty sure it was 1982 when that came out. There were a lot of innovations with the TIs and the Zeniths and stuff like that. I didn't hear the alternate trivia question. So later on, if you're doing it, I got about 45 minutes left to drive, and I'd recheck if I hear it again. No hurries, no worries, man. Have a great night. KE8DLJ.
Okay, Ralph, we'll have a safe trip. I know if you're on 30 heading towards Mansfield, you probably don't have too awful far to go. Let's go ahead and go to Tim. This is KZ8TG. Tim, you are up.
How's it going, everybody? Not usually on the net. I'm going to take B. I think it's either A or B. I think C was too late. I think they had 386s and stuff by then. So I'm going to go B. And I also didn't hear the alternate trivia question. Yeah, it's not usually on the net. Not usually up this late. I was up at Youngstown at my brother's house. We went to a comedy club tonight, and I left his house and turned it on, spun the dial to scan, and picked the net up. And I was really surprised I could hear it. Not super well, some picket fencing stuff, but all the way from Youngstown, that was pretty cool. So I've been listening along, and I'm glad I finally got a chance. Finally got close enough to check in, so I don't really have anything for major. I'm on 76 westbound, going through the central and getting ready to turn southbound on 77. So it's kind of a high spot here. You're way up in the air on the cloverleaf, so hopefully I'm still making it in. But everybody have a good night. And 73 KZ8TG mobile.
Okay, Tim. Well, you have a safe trip, and thanks for getting on our net. Okay, let's go talk to Joe in Alliance. NAJEW Joe, you are up, buddy.
Yeah, good evening, everybody on the Beacon Net tonight. Not a whole lot going on over in Alliance tonight. Thankfully, seemed to survive most of the winds. Didn't lose electric this week. Last week I did lose my NFET dipole. 80 meter NFET dipole blew down, so I got to get that put back up. But other than that, everything seems to be pretty safe and sound around here. So thankful on that. I'm glad to hear that quite a few glad to hear all that. As far as trivia goes, as soon as I heard the question, my first thought was 1982. I remember as a mid-teen going over to my buddy's house at the time, and I was pretty sure it was a Commodore 64 that he had. So I'm going to go with 1982 on that, because I'm thinking by 88, we were playing around with what was it? We were playing around with Apple IID, I think we were playing with by that point. So anyway, let's see. As far as the alternative question, I don't have the blue screen, so I don't have no way to know what that one is. So maybe if I do, I'll throw in here, check the answer in there a little bit. MHEW, back to net.
Okay, Joe, that sounds good. You know, if you would like, let's see if we can get Alan to go ahead and say his alternate trivia question. Alan, would you be up to that?
Hey, good evening, KI5DAY. Yeah, I think I could do that. I may have to take a really, really, really big gulp of air, so you want me to go ahead and do that now?
Please.
All right, then. Hi, everybody. KI5DAY, Alan from Sperry, Oklahoma. Anyways, tonight's alternate indeed trivia question is the ghost hunters recently visited a chicken house in northeastern Oklahoma. The workers there refused to go into a specific chicken house because they said that there were screams and strange happenings going on in there. After the ghost hunters investigated the chicken house, they determined that A, it was the ghost of Colonel Cornwaldo Bean. B, it was local witches had broke in and put a spell on the chicken house. C, local ham operators had installed a radio to the PA system and were piping in evil sounds. Or D, they determined the chicken house was so haunted that the chickens were laying deviled eggs. KI5DAY, back to net.
Okay, Alan, that one there is a good one. Okay, Joe, do you want to go ahead and take a shot at the alternate trivia question?
Oh, sure. I'll go ahead and go with Charlie on that one. That just sounds right. NHAW.
Okay, Joe, thank you much. Well, let's go see what John is doing. Whiskey 2, Juliet Lima Sierra. John, you are up. Whiskey 2, Juliet Lima Sierra. John in Farallon.
W8WKY.
Okay, well, let's go ahead and move on. If we can, we'll go ahead and see what John is doing a little bit later. Okay, let's go talk to Wade. Whiskey Delta 8. Whiskey Delta 8. Mike Indy Uniform. I'm sorry, I don't use the phonetics that often. Okay, Wade, you are up.
KQKO.
Yes, Nick.
Hi, Mike. I don't think it was marked on NetLogger, but Wade was short time in and out for the pre-show, so he wasn't able to make it to the full show. KQKO, back to you, sir.
Oh, okay, great. Well, I guess Wade is not with us. Okay, let's go to talk to Phil in Twinsburg. K8PJW. You are up.
Okay, KEQWE, good evening, Mike and Andy, and also special thanks Dustin and Nick for their tribute to Sean. It was very meaningful and heartfelt, so I appreciate that. Let's see, Commodore 64. I'm starting to break into the programming world. I was still going to college in New Jersey, and I was debating, should I get a Commodore 64 or a Tandy 1000? I decided with the Tandy 1000 because it seemed to be more of a business machine. And as it turned out, after I moved to Cleveland area here, I was working with a fellow who wrote utilities for the Commodore 64 since it was I needed a little bit of help here and there. So anyway, that's my history with the Commodore 64. So with that, I'm going to go into the Bravo column, Bravo for 1982. I think that's around the time when it started coming out. And let's see, had a pretty good weekend. We canceled our tornado siren test for the CERT team, and just so we could get activated in the afternoon to kind of watch over some fallen trees to make sure nobody was getting close to the wires that they were being pinned down. And so that was kind of like my Saturday afternoon. And other than that, not too much exciting. I enjoyed the beautiful day today. The sunshine was out. Actually got my boat moved around and ready for positioned it so we can get it out for the summertime, and then picked up the remaining sticks and twigs and stuff that blew out of the trees with the last windstorm. Got them ready for branch pickup tomorrow. So that was my day. Have a great evening, everyone. This is K8PJW. Back to the net.
Okay, Phil. Well, you have a great night. Okay, let's go to Uniontown. Keith, KE8TQR, you are up. KE8TQR, Keith in Youngstown.
KE8QKO. Oh, wait. Nope, that's next. KE8QWE. This is KE8TQR. Sorry, I was momentarily distracted. And here I am. Anyway, Mike, I wanted to let you know that you're doing a fine job on the net tonight. It's good to hear a couple different voices. I'm sure Dustin and Jesnick are sitting back relaxing. But first, I wanted to say it was nice to have the moment of silence for Sean. I did not know him. But I did listen to that Christmas program that he had, and I thought it was wonderful to do for the kids. I fully enjoyed listening to all the kids get on the radio that night and say what they wanted for Christmas. But anyway, condolences to family and friends. With that, I'll go to the trivia. I'm going to go to B for Bravo for 1982. The wife and I were married in 81, and we got the Commodore 64 right after that. A year or so after. So that's going to be my answer on that. And the alternate trivia, I'm going to say D for deviled eggs. Not a food that I've actually enjoyed. Never really got the taste for them, but that's my answer. D is in Delta. Other than that, what I did this weekend, I did go over to take the test in Sharon Center for Amateur Extra. I do want to thank Stefan and the rest of the examiners for doing a great testing. I did pass, so I pat myself on the back a little bit for that. There I am. Okay, I'm better. And with that, I will send this back to you, Mike, at the net control, and say 73 to all, and I hope everybody has a great week. This is KE8TQR, 73 all.
Okay, Keith. Well, sounds like you have had a great weekend, and congratulations. I know when I took my extra test, I studied, and I passed that thing, and I don't want to have to take it again. I guess that's all that I have. That's all that I have to say. Okay, let's go to Aurora. KC8FQV. Mark, it's your turn, buddy.
All right, KCFQV. Well, on the Commodore, it's going to be 1982. 1982 on that. And on the other one, yeah, I'm going to say double eggs. D. Let's try that one. And, yeah, it was a nice day out today. Even though it was a little, It was probably about the same temperature as yesterday, but yesterday was just gloomy and damp. Today was dry and just a brisk. So you had long sleeves on. What the kids, they were running around in shorts, no shoes on. They thought it was summer. But we'll send it back to, I was down in Uniontown all afternoon, down at the end of the airport runway, out in the flight path. Although there was no planes flying through today. Man, it was awful quiet down there if that was the case, unless they were doing their pattern a different way. But that airport don't have much one pattern. Either you go north or you go south. They don't got an east-west pattern for Canton. It's either north and south. So either you're landing coming from the north or you're landing coming from the south. But neither way, they weren't coming over my sisters. So we'll send it back to net, KCFTV.
Okay, Mark, it sounds like you have had a great day. I know the weather today was certainly an improvement over Saturday, that is for sure. Okay, before we go to Alan, I'm going to ID this thing and see if we have any additional check-ins. This is Kilo Echo 8, Quebec Whiskey Echo, on the Whiskey 8, Whiskey Kilo Yankee machine. Okay, please, if you would like to check in, give me your phonetic and alphabetic call sign and your name, and do it slow, please, because I'm old.
Kilo Delta 2, Hotel Charlie Echo. Chris and Fluffy Cat checking in.
Victor Yankee 1, Mike Golf Sierra. Victor Yankee 1, Mike Golf Sierra. Michael in Whitehorse, Yukon. Cheers, all.
Okay, we have Chris, KD2, HCE, and Mike, BY1MGS. Okay, let's go ahead and we'll go on up to Alan in Sperry, Oklahoma. I'm sure he's causing problems. So, okay, KI5DAY, Alan, you are up, man.
W8WKY.
KI5DAY. Hey, good evening. Good to hear you running the net there. I think that's Mike that's running the net, if I've got your name right. I hope I do. And anyways, good to hear you. And yeah, just chilling like a villain, having a good time in the Blue Window tonight, discussing earwax candle kits and how to make candles out of your earwax. But that's another story all its own. This net's always a lot of fun. We have the American Airlines net locally here. From 8:30 Central Time to 9, and sometimes it runs a few minutes over. Recently, we added net loggers, so now it is definitely running over, but we're all gearing up for our coming up Hamfest in Claremore. Rogers County Wireless Association that brings the Border Breaker Net is also hosting the Hamfest this weekend in Claremore. Let this drop. Being as it is that I'm an American Airlines employee, I'm going to be at the American Airlines table this weekend having a good time and seeing everybody out there, lots of familiar names, and hopefully meeting some new faces. Have eyeball QSOs, I think as Miss Nancy likes to say, OZZ. And all else is good. I had a good, busy, productive day. Still don't feel all that great. I've been fighting allergies this week, but overall we're in pretty good shape, I'd say. So I do have some Bluebell ice cream waiting for later. So I'll say, 73 for now. KI5DAY, back to net.
Okay, well, Alan, I hope that you get to feel a little bit better. I've wrestled with allergies my entire life, but I can tell you they are no fun at all. Okay, let's go to Brownsville, Texas. Ken, which is Whiskey, Quebec 9 Victor. Ken, you are up. Whiskey, Quebec 9 Victor. Ken. Okay, it looks like Ken is not here, so let's go to Bill. KE5 NCP. Bill.
Thanks. I believe it was, Mike, I believe it is. It's net control. Anyway, this is KE5NCP. Tom here in Sand Springs, Oklahoma, and man, just another beautiful day in paradise down here. 67 degrees still tonight, and a beautiful day today, and supposed to be 85 tomorrow and 85 the day after. So, looking forward to that. About time to get out of this cold weather and start seeing things all spring up and start to bud out and all that good stuff. So, anyway, looking forward to it. Not much else going on here. Just been playing on the blue screen with Alan and Nick and a few of the other guys there, and that's always a fun deal, I'll tell you. You never know what you're going to see on the. If you don't have the blue screen up, you are missing out. I guarantee you. So the guys out there don't have NetLogger, need to go get it. Anyway, let's see. Not much else going on here. What else was I gonna say? Shoot, I don't know. I forgot now. Been too much fun otherwise. Anyway, we'll just say 73 to everybody and turn back to net control. KE5NCP.
Okay, Bill, sounds like you're having a great night. Hey, we did not get an answer for the trivia. If you did not hear it, I will be glad to have Andy read it, please.
Well, I knew there was something I was missing, and, that's how it goes. First, well, never mind. We won't go into that. Anyway, the answer for the trivia is going to be B and D. Both and done, something like that. Anyway, Bravo and Delta, KE5NCP. Thanks.
Okay, Bill, that sounds great. Thank you very much. Okay, let's go to the great state of Oklahoma, mainly Tulsa. We're going to talk to Dana, KC0LRM. You are up. KC0LRM.
Evening, everybody out there on the net. Thanks for checking me in. This is Kelly in Tulsa. Kilo Charlie 0 Lima Romeo Mike. Just y'all are always getting on our net down here in Claremore, so I figure I would just kind of return the favor. Been kind of a nice day, just trying to get some stuff done around the house and maybe play a little radio. So that's about all I got, and thanks for running the net. And I guess I'll let it go back to net control so you can get some more check-ins and get some more of these people on here. Thanks again, and hope the weather up there is as good as we're having down here in Tulsa. All right, back to you, net control.
Okay, Kelly. No, I can't say it's quite as warm. It's nice today, but it is cold. Hey, do you have an answer for our trivia, please?
I missed the first part of it. Oh, actually, I didn't hear the second trivia question. I'm going to go with C on the haunted chicken coop thing. Just because if you don't know, C is always the best answer. And I couldn't remember what the question was in that very first one.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and have Andy reread the trivia. Andy, ABA-MO, could you please reread the trivia?
All right, Mike, this is ABA-MO. Well, first, before I read it, Kelly, I did update your name in the preferred name column of NetLogger. Mike, I'm trying to figure out how to get to it, but yeah, if you, it doesn't load it by default on NetLogger. You have to actually select the preferred name column, and that's what I always go by on any net that I run. Anything that's in the preferred name, not necessarily a person's name, because they may not want to be called by their first name. So I got Kelly's updated, I got Tim's updated, and a few others. A layer I got in there, so I had to update all those today. So anyway, going back to our regularly scheduled program, when was the Commodore 64 home computer first introduced? And here are your choices: A, 1978, B, 1982, C, 1988, or D, Delta, 1994. Back to you there, sir. Mike, KEAQWE, this is AB8MO.
Okay, Andy, I would like to thank you for that. Okay, Kelly, do you want to go ahead and give it a try?
Since I was in high school back in the late 70s in Fort Worth, Texas, and the TI-80 was the big thing going on, I'm going to go with 1978. I know a lot of people are saying 82, and I might be wrong, but I'm going to go with the first answer, A, I think, 1978.
Okay, that sounds good. Yeah, I'm kind of torn between 78 and 82. It might have came out in 78, but it didn't become popular. Okay, let's go to Madonna, Chris, and his fluffy cat. KD2, HCE, you are up.
KEQWE in the group, KD2 HCE, pointing to the front of the house because I had to lay the tower down and straighten things out because we got some straight line winds in this last storm that, of course, the weather people were saying we were only going to get 40-mile-an-hour gusts. So I said, I'll put it down. I'll nest the tower. And I'm glad I did because I took some nice video of it, and it was dancing. All the antennas, I mean, the tri-bander and the tower itself were dancing. So the picture you see on my QRZ, it was down. It wasn't tall. It was short. And it was still moving. The mast that was sticking out of the tower was moving a foot either way. That's how much wind we were getting. And the antennas were dancing and in rotation because of all the elements on them. And I ended up getting the tri-bander about the end of the tri-bander, the reflector, the boom was about 6 inches out of round this time, and that was nested. So we had some pretty good winds. And what was funny was I usually keep the beam pointed at the SARA repeater, and it moved about 12 or so inches out of whack. And then when the wind died down, I switched it around so it pointed away from where it is now, away from SARA. And then the wind came again, and it cut the distance in half. So it was about a foot or so out of round, and then the wind pushed it back sort of round. So I gained a little bit, but we still had to lay it down today, put 5 flower pots on it again, and get it standing up. But it's all good. Main trivia. Just like the last person, I still have my TI computer in storage. I still have the cassette interface. Go ahead, Nick, laugh at me. Yeah, it still works. And short story short, time out for time. And we were playing on our TIs when the 64s came out, so I'm going to go with B82 because we were in college when that came out. So 82 for that. And for the alternate, I'm going to go with C because that's something I would do, and I have done. We've done that. We've actually bled through TVs and stuff like that in the past. So that's kind of fun. So, yeah, we would do that. So hope everyone's doing good. we'll catch you Sunday. Hope everyone's fares this Wednesday evening's storm again. Oh, one quick reminder. For those of you in Ohio on Ohio Ed, using Ohio Ed's provider for their electricity, not some other source, as of May, your rate's going to go up. It was all over the news. So what I would suggest is do some research and find out what's going to be best for you. If you're on Ohio Edison as your actual supplier themselves, you're paying 5.3 something cents. It's going to go to 10 point something cents a kilowatt hour as of May 1st. So you may want to bail on them and go with somebody else. And so far, it's not advisable to go to a variable rate. Pick a fixed one at least 12 months. That's what they're suggesting. And I've done some research, and not to bark on anyone, but Energy Harbor at the 19, 24, or 32 month, those are the best plans that I've found. So whatever one you want to go to, do your own research, see what best fits you. KD2HCE, back to that.
Okay, Chris, well, it sounds like you've had your share of problems with antennas. Granted, this wind has been such that it's been tearing everything up. My antennas have survived, but I know once I get some warm weather, I'm going to have to get out and go over everything, because I can't imagine they're very strong. So, okay, let's go ahead and clear with Chris. And let's go to Whitehorse. And this is Mike, or actually Michael in the preferred name column. VY1MGS. Okay, Michael.
Victor Yankee 1, Mike Golf Sierra returning. Michael in Whitehorse. Yeah, just don't call me late for dinner, or don't call me names unless I deserve it, which I deserve occasionally. It's minus 3 degrees Foxtrot. That's about 28 degrees Foxtrot. Minus 3 degrees Charlie. My 28 degrees Foxtrot. My apologies. For the answers to the questions, I'll go for double B. B for question number 1. B for question number 2. I remember our family had a VIC-20 when Dad went to college to change careers. He picked up a Commodore 64 for homework, reports and such. Yeah, so I then inherited the 20, and then I inherited the Commodore 64. I greatly appreciated we had that stuff in my life when I was younger. It kept me out of trouble and got me interested in some things. And so I've really been teching all my life. I'm an electrician and a technologist, a computer technician, a radio operator, drummer, audio technician. Yeah, really inspired me. Double B. Oh, geez, I hope the weather's nice to y'all. Gosh, it's been some chaos. So all the best to every one of you. And I hope, I wish the best for all. Kind weather to you all. Let the sun be on your back. Happy Sunday. Thanks for the net. Appreciate you all. Victor Yankee 1, Mike Golf Sierra. Back to net control, 73.
Okay, well, you stay warm in the great white north and have a great night. Okay, I'm going to ID this thing and see if we have any more check-ins, and then we'll go up to the net control team. Kilo Echo 8, Quebec Whiskey Echo on the Whiskey 8, Whiskey Hilo Yankee machine. Do we have any additional check-ins? Please come alphabetically and phonetically in your name and smoke, please.
Kilo 2, Delta Yankee, VK2DY, Robert in Sydney.
Okay, was this DK2Y?
I'll give it phonetically. Victor Kilo 2 Delta Yankee.
Okay, it's VK2DY Robert. Hello, and what do you have to report for the net?
Yes, good afternoon. I'm confused. It's Robert, Victor Kilo 2 Delta Yankee in Kellyville Ridge, New South Wales, but all part of the urban sprawl that is Sydney. It is 1:21 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time. We set our clocks back last Sunday to Standard Time, and so it is what it is. It is overcast, raining lightly, although it doesn't look like a heavy rain coming here. But we've had a lot of rain over the last 4 or 5 days, so it's time to stop raining, hopefully. As far as your questions go, I didn't hear the second question, but the first question I'm almost certain is 1982 for the Commodore 64, because I had an Apple back in 75, 76 when they first came out, and I know they were very expensive, and so I was pleased to be able to play with a Commodore 64 when they came out, but that was many years later. So I'm going to say 1982 for the first one. The second one I didn't hear. So thank you again for taking my check-in. UK2DY, back to...
Okay, Robert, have a great day, and your weather certainly sounds a little bit nicer than ours. Yeah, the rain is no fun, but we've had some cold weather and some wind. We've had some pretty serious conditions. Okay, at this point, let's go up and talk to the net control team. Let's start out with me. I'm Kilo Echo 8, Quebec Whiskey Echo, Mike over in Seville. Well, I haven't been up to a whole lot today. I went to church. I worked in the office a little bit. My wife and I, we went to Longhorn for supper and had a real good steak with a baked potato salad and bread. That is good. So the trivia, I'm going to go with B. I believe it is 1982. It could be 1978, but I'm going to go with B. For Alan, I'm going to go with C for crazy. Okay, with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and pass this on to Nick at night. KE8QKO, you are up, Nick.
KE8QKO, thank you, Mike. And hello, everyone on the net. It's nice to hear all the fine traffic and everything happening tonight. So, yeah, it's been a pretty good weekend for me. I'm going to say my niece this year, she joined a robot competition league in her school. It's actually a collection of schools, but, you know, she's part of it, and they got to go up to do the FRC First Robotics Regional Competition yesterday, and they got second place. So that was pretty awesome to sit there and watch. It was a long day, but proud of her and what she's doing, kind of learning and getting ready, hopefully, she says, to go to college for engineering after her senior year next year. So that was a fun day. Aside from that, just kind of sitting around, relaxing with the family, getting stuff done around the house, and enjoying this beautiful weather. I know it's going to be not great this week, but I think we're going to get into the 70s this week, if I saw it right. So that'll be nice. Anyway, with that, I'll pass it back to Net Control. This is K8QKO.
Okay, Nick, it sounds like you have had a great night and a great day, and I wish your daughter well. Okay, let's go to the land of snow and maple syrup. Andy, AB8MO, you are up, man.
All right, just making sure everything resets here. We had a couple times during the net when nothing came through on All-Star. Anyway, I'm a little more rusty here on NetLogger than I thought. I've been having to rely on, well, Nick's been catching everybody's answers, and I've been missing a lot of it, so sorry. And including Nick, KEAQKO, I did not get an answer from him, but he might have said it, and I wasn't paying attention. I'm feeling a little under the weather. I got a physical tomorrow, my annual physical, and they may not want me to come in with a sniffle. You know, I might contaminate the whole place. I don't know. But I've already rescheduled the appointment once, and I don't want to have to do it again, but they may not even want to see me with a head cold. And I was supposed to go out to breakfast with some friends tomorrow, too. But I guess it's good that I scheduled tomorrow off. I'm not going to schedule a vacation day, but I'm not looking forward to potentially being sick out by vacation. But hey, I guess I get paid for it. So, anyhow, I guess we've got 75% of the answers taken. No, wait a minute. No, we only got half of the answers. I stand corrected. Only have half the answers taken. Okay. So either everybody could be half could be right, or everybody could be wrong. So that's as close as I'm going to give you a clue on that one. On Alan's. I gotta go with C, the one about putting your radio through a. Yeah, thank you, Alan. I could always count on KI5DAY all day long to cheer me up. So anyhow, where was I going with this? I was going to say C, and that's it. And I'm going to try to pay attention to what's going on here on NetLogger because I am faltering badly. So answer soon and upcoming after the rest of the Net Control team here. I'll let them register their answers. And we got no more sap running. It's too warm now. The syrup production season is over, and it's all being boiled down and turned into that liquid gold we call maple syrup. Back to you there, Mike, KEAQWB. This is AB8MO.
Okay, Andy. Well, I hope that you get to feeling better. Yeah, if you go into the doctor's and start sneezing and coughing, you might empty out the place real quick. So, okay, man, I want you to go ahead and take care of you. I'm going to go to Nick and Mr. Squash, and then I will get back to you. Okay, at this point, let's go to just Nick, KD8SLG.
KE8QWE, KD8SLG. I'm here stepping on my foot pedal, and yeah, I'm not using that tonight. So, yeah, it's me up. I guess I'm up meow. That was for the guys in the blue screen. I'll say that again. I'm up meow. Let's see. Let's get trivia out of the way real quick. I'm going to go with A. And for the alternate, whatever has Colonel Cornwaldo bean in it, because I know Alan likes to hear me say Colonel Cornwaldo bean. So I always go for the Colonel Cornwaldo bean answer. So there. Thanks for everybody who was around for the Whiskey 7 Alpha Zulu Charlie Memorial there at the beginning of the net. And do appreciate your silence during the moment of silence and all of that. That was a tough one. That's all I got tonight, guys. Good to be here. Everybody did a fine job here on the net, and I got to relax during it, even though I was paying attention for the most part. So I'm going to get out of here, meow. This is KD8SLG, back to net control.
Okay, Nick, well, you have yourself a great night. Okay, now the last of the net team is Mr. Sasquatch, KD8EPC. You are up, buddy.
All right, KQWE and the Beacon Net crew. I started to key up on the wrong VFO, so story of my life. I've been kind of following along. I did take the time to check into another D-Star net over at Oklahoma, so that was kind of cool. enjoying my night off. Today I worked a couple of hours. It was pretty slow, so they sent me home early. Then went out to the lake, grabbed a chair and a fishing rod, and sat out there for 3 or 4 hours. And even though it was a little chilly, it was nice to get a little bit of sunshine, and didn't catch anything. But you know what? There's never a bad day sitting by the lake. So that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Otherwise, I want to echo what Nick said and thank everybody for that moment of silence there for our good friend Sean at the beginning of the net. And sure was a tough one. And Nick, thanks for that promo there. It was good to hear a good friend one last time there. So that's about all I've got. As far as trivia goes, I'm going to go with answer B for Andy's trivia and answer C for Alan's trivia. So with that, Mike, if you didn't see, you do have another check-in at the bottom of the list there. Another good friend of ours, John. So go ahead and take another round of check-ins there, and yeah, we'll talk to you there again later on. Great job, my friend. 88 EPC back to net control.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you, the simple truth is a good day of fishing beats any day of work, even if you don't catch anything. Okay, I'm going to ID this thing and take one more round of check-ins. This is Kilo Echo 8, Quebec Whiskey Echo on the Whiskey 8 Whiskey Kilo Yankee machine. If you would like to check into the net, please give me your call sign alphabetically and phonetically and your name, please, and slowly.
Kilo Delta 2 Papa Echo Kilo. Kilo Delta 2 Papa Echo Kilo. Mike in Northern New York.
Okay, this was KD2 PEK.
Roger, Roger. That is correct.
Okay, thank you. Well, we're going to go to line number 30, which is John. VK3HJQ. John, you are up.
Oh, good afternoon from down under, VK3HJQ. What are we up to? 1:32 p.m., just rustling up some lunch. 3rd of April, and I've got my tracky pants and my woolies on, and I'll tell you what, it's absolutely freezing. Last week it was like 40 degrees. Well, 28 anyway. What's the temperature outside at the moment? Let's have a look. And I don't know what the trivia, did you have trivia questions or something you're talking about? So I didn't hear the questions, but I'll go with my default answer, C. I think there was 2 questions, so CC. Yeah, 23, so that's the top of today, so 23, so that's not too bad, but I don't know, it feels cold inside. What's it inside? 21, not much difference. Anyway, thanks for the net. Back to net control, VK3HJQ.
Okay, John, did you have an answer for our trivia? Yes, there it is. I'm sorry, I wasn't paying attention. Okay, John, well, you have a great day, and I hope it warms up for you. Okay, let's go to New York and Mike. KD2 PEK. Mike, you are up.
Well, good evening to you and everyone on the net. This is Mike in the great Adirondack Mountains in New York, where we are currently 23 degrees and clear. Kind of moderate wind out there, but it's not too bad. We're getting into better temperatures finally. Anyway, I'm going to guess Bravo 1982 for the Commodore. I believe that's when I bought one, and as I recall, it was retail price $249, and I got it at Kmart for $198. And I had a lot of fun with that, and I learned a lot from it. And later on, it became an electronic technician. Anyway, I hope everyone's having a good night. If not, I hope you have a better tomorrow. 73 to all. Everyone take care. God bless. And I'll put it back to net control. Kilo Delta 2, Papa Echo Kilo. Thank you for having my check-in.
Okay, Mike, well, I'm glad that you could join us. The Adirondacks is a beautiful place. I have rode there many, many times. It's a great part of New York, that's for sure. Okay, let's go ahead and get this trivia answered. Andy, AB8MO, what is the answer to the trivia? Then we're going to call on Alan.
All righty here, real quick here, because John VK3HJQ wanted to reread here. Now, to give him a fair shot, I'd like to go back to him, if that's okay with you, Mike. Please do. Alrighty, I see he read it, so he did get answer B for the main one there. I will change that. He's going to go double B here, so B and B. Alrighty, so I don't have to go back to John. He got it in the blue screen there. Wanted to be fair there. Thank you, Mike, for letting me jump in there. Alrighty, getting back to my. I don't know. Yeah, I guess I do sound worse than I thought. So. Yeah, I'm not really with it today. I'm just going to say that's why I'm struggling with getting answers here. I'm just kind of not really with it right now. Not that I ever really was, but I'm more out of it than I usually am. All right, question is, when was the Commodore 64 home computer first introduced? And the answer is B, Bravo, 1982. And here is the rest of the story. The Commodore 64 computer, also known as the C64, is an 8-bit home computer introduced in January 1982 by Commodore International, specifically on January 7, 1982 in Las Vegas. I let off my foot switch. I want to... Hold on, let me take a break. Yeah, my foot slipped there, and I know if you would have lost there. Okay, let's see. It has been listed in the Guinness World Records as the highest-selling single computer model of all time, with independent estimates placing the number sold between 12.5 and 17 million units. Production started in early 1982, and marketing started in August. For $595 retail price. That is equivalent to $1,670 in 2021 change. The C64 took its name from the 64 kilobits of RAM. With support for multicolor sprites and a custom chip for waveform generation, the C64 could create superior visuals and audio compared to systems without such hardware. And unfortunately, the C64 was discontinued from production in 1994. That's where the D answer came from. The C was kind of a throwaway, and so was A. So there you go. Let's get this net off because I'm falling asleep. Not because of you, Mike. That's because I'm not feeling well. KAQWE, Mike, thank you for running the net. Back to you, AB8MO.
Okay, Andy, I thought that was a great trivia question. Yes, I remember those, and I always thought, well, that is a cute toy. I always thought those small computers would never catch on. Boy, was I wrong on that. Okay, let's go to Alan. KI5DAY. What is the answer to the alternate trivia?
KI5DAY. Sorry, I had to wait for the repeater to chime in there, but tonight's alternate trivia question was, and it was a alternate indeed, as I said earlier. This was quite different. But the Ghost Hunters television show recently visited a chicken house in northeastern Oklahoma. The workers there refused to go into a specific chicken house because they said that there were screams and strange things going on in there. So after the Ghost Hunters investigated the chicken house, they were determined that A, it was the ghost of Colonel Cornwaldo Bean, which got one vote. B, local witches broke in and put a spell on the chicken house. That got 3 votes. C, local hams installed a radio to the PA system and were piping in evil sounds. That one got 7 votes. As well, so did D. Answer D was, it was determined that the chicken house was so haunted that the chickens were laying deviled eggs. If you said D, the chickens were laying deviled eggs, yeah, that was the correct answer. KI5DAY. Good net. Back to net.
Okay, Alan, I think that was a great question, too. I know when I was a young boy, and my grandparents had a farm, okay, and every Sunday we would have chicken and everything that went with it. It was good. Well, I was over there on a Saturday, and I saw my grandmother go out to the chicken coop, and she came out with an old hen. She threw her across the stump, grabbed her hatchet, and chopped off her head. And I learned where that chicken came from on Sunday mornings. I also learned I'm never messing with my grandmother, ever. And so that is my story. Okay, I'm going to ID this thing and call for one more round of chickens. This is Kilo Echo 8, Quebec, Whiskey Echo on the Whiskey 8, Whiskey Kilo Yankee machine. If you would like to join the last round, please give me your call sign alphabetically and phonetically and slow, and your last name, or your first name, sorry.
KE8 HNK Mobile, Kilo Echo 8 Hotel November Kilo Mobile. Elmer's the name.
Okay, we have Elmer, KE8 HNK. Go ahead.
KE8 HNK Mobile here. Just getting off work, heading on my way home. I just wanted to give you one for the numbers and say everybody have a bright and blessed evening. It's KE8 HNK. Back to net control.
Okay, well, hey, have a safe trip home, and thanks for catching the end of our net. I'm going to go ahead and wrap this thing up. On behalf of the Silver Creek Amateur Radio Association, myself, the Whiskey 8 Whiskey Kilo Yankee repeater, I'd like to thank each and every one of you for checking in with us this evening. Come and see us on the next edition of the Beacon Net, Sunday and Wednesday at 10 p.m. Eastern Time, and the Whiskey 8 Whiskey Kilo Yankee repeater, All-Star Node 48496, and Echo Link Whiskey 8 Whiskey Kilo Yankee -R. Also, don't forget to check out the barometer net every morning except for Sunday at 7 a.m. Eastern Time, also on the Whiskey 8 Whiskey Kilo Yankee repeater. And don't forget to visit our friends in Oklahoma every day at noon Central Time for the Boredom Breaker net. That's on All-Star Node 49562 and Echo Link N5XK N5XQK-R. You've been listening to the Beacon Net. This is Mike. I'm returning the repeater to normal and customary amateur use at this time, and we'll be clear of 73. And thank you very much.
Great net, Mike. Thank you so much. 73 KEDPC cleared.
This is KD8SLG. Sorry if there's a little feedback there. Everybody out there who has access ways and means to get into the Boredom Breaker Hub for the Boredom Breaker Net tomorrow. Tomorrow is the 3-year anniversary of going continuously, daily, for 3 years on the Boredom Breaker Net. So I imagine, and I have a vivid imagination, that I believe Miss Susie, KC5SM, will probably be doing something special in celebration of the 3-year anniversary. And I did hear some rumors today that it may actually go for 3 hours instead of 2 hours tomorrow. I guess we'll find out when we get there. But I wanted to throw that out there. I wanted to put it in with my gig tonight, but I forgot. This is KD8SLG. I'm clear.
W8WKY.
H&K Mobile listening.
Well, I guess no one wants to talk to you, man. This is KD8SLG. How you doing?
Now I'm hanging in there. I guess there were only two on the radio tonight, you know. That's probably what the case usually is about this late at night. Usually most people are in bed, and of course I'm running home from work and you're still up.
I'm usually pretty talked out by now, but Nick and Mike and Andy did a fine job on the net tonight. So I got to sit back and listen. And oddly enough, it's actually pretty fun to listen to. For real. But anyway, I am rounding out the day, but I don't like to leave anybody hanging here on the repeater. Not even you, man. Not even you.
Well, I appreciate it. Yeah, I'm actually kind of rolling right here at 93 and which is Manchester Road and State 619. So I'm rolling on trying to get home. So yeah, had some fun today. Got the grandbaby her little Jeep. Got her little ride-on Jeep. It has a little radio control. Let me break for some time. So, one of the cool things was she loved it. She was a bouncing, happy baby, and of course, it's a big, bright pink Jeep. It's got tube doors and the bumper, kind of like the one I want on mine. So, it's kind of funny. When I get mine this summer changed over, I'm going to go ahead and do a little photo shoot and Papa's Jeep and her Jeep together.
Well, there you go. You have to put a radio in it and stick an antenna on it too. So that'll be fun. Oh man, that's a dark little stretch of road you're on there. I've been down that road before. I haven't looked outside in a little while, but it looks pretty dark from in here. Pretty clear night though, I believe. Can you see any stars out there?
I could earlier, but I think we got some of the Lake Erie clouds kind of floating in a little bit. Yeah, I got my Jeep headlights, I got my brights on, and of course I illuminate everything in front of me for the next 1,000 feet, you know. I have the LED headlights that everybody says I got my brights on, and when I don't, and I'll put it this way, when I really have my brights on, they're like, wow.
All right, man. Yeah, Roger. Plus, you're a little higher than everybody else, and that puts them right in the line of sight. But you'll have this. All right, man. I'm bouncing off of here, but I wanted to jump in and say hi and keep you awake for another mile or three. You drive safe there, buddy, and take care. And you have a great night and a better tomorrow. This is KD8SLG. I'll be clear on your final.
Well, thanks for keeping me awake. Yeah, I'm going to try to keep on rolling on here. If I get too sleepy, I'll just roll the window down and freeze myself. But I'll be on the radio here side listening. Good talking with you, and thanks for coming back to me. This is KH&K Mobile on the side listening. Have a good evening and a bright and blessed day tomorrow.
W8WKY. W8WKY. Repeater PL1 14.8.